stop arguing with me. I'm not the crazy one. You're the crazy one. Yes, I know I'm actually tied up in Bill's bathtub right now. I know that. I know I'm dreaming. But that's okay. It's my dream, so I can do that. So shut the fuck up already. No, I will not stop the Friday the 13th reviews. We're going to finish them. They're Bill's favorites. Well, we'll finish him if I don't kill him. Because right now, I think I'm going to kill him. But I'm still going to finish the reviews even if I do kill him. So, I got to finish what I start. You know what I mean? And then, my friend, I will get to you. Yes, you are my favorite. Yes, you deserve it. But that's why I waited this long. Because I want to really give you all the dues you truly deserve. No. No, I am not an asshole. You're an asshole. Just shut up already, okay? Just shut up. Yeah. Alright, whatever. It doesn't matter. You want to say hello to the people? Because I'm going to talk about your movies here in a minute. You want to say hello? Hi, everybody. Well, say hello. Yak, 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 yak. That's all he does is talk my ear off. As soon as he sees a camera, though, he shuts up. He's been doing it for 40 years. Fuck you two. Stupid head. If it wasn't for the fact that Lori already did it, I'd chop his head off again. Oh, wait. That wasn't him. I forgot. Yes, I heard you. I know it wasn't you. It was somebody else. Shut up. At least I didn't get my ass kicked by Busta Rhymes. See, every time I want to win an argument with him, I just throw that in his face. He hates it. God, he hates it. See, what a lot of people don't understand is Michael is really proud of his filmography. And Resurrection just gets under his skin. Almost as bad as them shitty zombie movies they made him do. He hated those. The whole time he's sitting there telling Rob, this is not what happened. This is not who I am. If you're going to use me in these films, really use me. Don't make up this bullshit. I'm not no fucking redneck. He goes on and on, dude, all the time. What? Yes, okay, fine. He wants me to get on with it. Anyways, guys, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Hope you guys are having a good Father's Day. And if you're a deadbeat dad, fuck you. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And it is just, honestly, this is just a fan theory. This is something that helps me enjoy the Halloween franchise just that bit much more. I love this franchise, guys. It is my favorite horror franchise. Halloween 1 is my favorite horror movie of all time and my second favorite movie of all time, right behind Return of the Jedi and the Star Wars films. And the thing about it is, when I say Star Wars, I kind of bunch them all into one and just kind of go with it that way when I compare them to other films. Because Star Wars, nothing can replace that in my heart. But nothing can replace Halloween either, so there you go. So I hear people talk about the convoluted timeline of the Halloween franchise all the time. And honestly, it kind of annoys me, because with just a tiny bit of imagination, if you don't think your own imaginations come into play when watching these films, and I don't mean just this franchise, I mean any horror movie, any movie period, you're mistaken, because your imagination is what really holds the movies together. With just a little bit of imagination, you can bring all of the original films together, with, of course, the exception of 3. I'm sorry, let's face it, 3 sucks. And no, it doesn't work as a standalone film either. The movie's just bad. It's badly written, it's badly acted. It was like putting a B movie in the middle of a giant Hollywood franchise, which is exactly what they did. Halloween 3 was just stupid. Almost as bad as them shitty-ass Rob Zombie films. Don't even get me started on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go there. Anyways, sorry about the rant. So, this is my own fan theory timeline for the Halloween films. I hope you guys will follow me here and just give me a little room to talk and to make my point. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you say I'm stupid, I'm stupid. If you want to disagree with me, that's fine too. If you think that I'm an absolute idiot and you want to tell me off in the comments, that's cool too. I actually enjoy it when people do that because it gives me something to talk about. Halloween 1970 is when all this started. We have Halloween 1 and 2 all in one night. Less than 2 years later, 1980, Jamie Lloyd is born. And nobody ever gives an exact date of her birth, at least not to my knowledge. So for me, she's born at the beginning of the year, like January. She's basically born January 2nd, 1980. In 1981, John Lloyd is born to Lori and her husband, whose last name is Lloyd. I don't know if they ever say his name. I can't remember right now. In 1987, Lori, her husband, and John are away on a trip. They've left Jamie at home with some friends. During this trip, they come up with the idea, because Lori is so afraid that Michael is coming back, that they come up with the idea to fake their own death. And they also decide that Jamie would be better off if she is put into basically an adoption agency and her name is changed, and it's just safer for her if she's not with them. But they could not do the same with John since he was already with them. They had to go through with their plan as it was. There is the car crash. Now, why don't they mention John in part 4? Well, we know the real reason why. It's because, the producers didn't think this way. But in my story, when Jamie's talking about her parents, she just means her whole family. She misses her parents, and she just really doesn't mention her brother. And that's all there is to it. She's a little kid, so what? So they fake their death. They change their name to Tate. And they change their first names as well. And Lori and Jamie is now in an adoption agency, and she gets adopted by another family. Then we have the events of 1988's Halloween 4, 1989's Halloween 5, and then in 1995 we have the events of Halloween 6, where Jamie is killed at the age of 15 by her uncle Michael. One thing, and I love Halloween 6, but one thing I don't like is them implying that the baby is Michael's baby. I didn't like that in the producer's cut at all. Yeah, I don't think we need to go there with the whole inbreeding thing. It's just weird. Before she dies, though, actually not before she dies, she hides the infant, and it is found and rescued by Tommy Doyle. So, the Strode line does continue there. I wonder why they decided to never use that as a basis for more continuations. In 1995, Lori and her husband find out what happened to Jamie around Thanksgiving of 1995, right after Halloween, because they have read it in the papers and they have found out what has happened to Jamie. And they are so overcome with guilt and everything else that's involved, with guilt, with pain, with grief, with anger, with sadness and remorse, that Lori turns to alcohol and her husband turns to anger, and he places all of the blame on Lori, and he decides he's going to divorce Lori and try to take John. Lori fights him, and of course in the system that we have, Lori wins custody. Not saying she shouldn't have custody, but Lori wins. She has become the headmistress of a school under the name of Tate in Northern California. Her son John, who is now 17 years old, goes to the school with her. And her ex-husband is no longer in the picture. In 1998, we have the events of Halloween H2O. Following that, in 2002, we get Halloween Resurrection. Now, here's where, in my opinion, you can either take it or leave it. If you don't want to include Halloween Resurrection, just end it with H2O. That's fine. That works for me because Resurrection's a terrible movie. It really is. It absolutely is terrible. But in the 4 years that have followed from H2O to Resurrection, Jamie has been locked in an asylum. Killing Michael when she actually did not kill Michael and she killed a paramedic instead by mistake is not actually what drove her into the asylum. That's what people say drove her in, but it wasn't just that. That wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. It was all of it. She was in such grief and such remorse and such guilt for what happened to Jamie, her divorce, what happened now in 98 that her son has now lived through, what all of this stuff combined, plus her original trauma and her drinking and everything else, it just snapped her and she was put in the asylum. But as she's there, she gets better in her own mind. See, Jamie's a fighter. Jamie always was and always will be a fighter. She gets better, but she knows Michael's coming after her. And there's nothing she can do about it except for get ready in whatever way she can, which for her is to stay alert. So she hides her medications and she waits for Michael, knowing he will come, which he does do. And in this movie, Michael does finally kill her, which I can't stand. I don't like the way they did it. I don't mind the fact that she died, but just this whole movie's just shit. So that's it, though, guys. That is my fan theory. I even have it written down to the dates. It is not that big of a stretch of imagination, in my opinion. And it just helps me enjoy the series that much more. Not that I need that to enjoy the series, because all of the Halloween movies have their own entertainment value for me, with the exception of 3 and the Rob Zombie films. You know what? I watched the Rob Zombie film, the first one, not the second one, H2. I just can't. That movie just, oh God. I don't know how. Seed of Chucky and H2 are probably the bottom of the barrel when it comes to any horror films. But Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. If you take away everything in that movie up to the point where Michael escapes from Smith's Grove, take everything else out of that movie, it's a decent film. You know, but what he did there, everything, all the backstory, all the redneck shit, all of it, I can't. I just can't. So it makes the whole movie shitty. Sorry, Rob, but your movie sucked. Can't wait for the new one, though, a continuation of The Devil's Rejects. Absolutely love that film. Anyways, guys, that is all. That is my theory. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I'm just sounding like I'm rambling. This is just something that's been on my mind, and I wanted to share it. Because I keep seeing people talk about how bad the timelines for Halloween is and how fucked up it is. But you know what? Let me tell you something else. I watched Leatherface last night. Not the new one. Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. No horror franchise out there's timeline is more fucked up than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My God, is that thing screwed up. So, Halloween fans, don't feel bad. We have a pretty easy franchise to stick together, in my opinion. Texas Chainsaw Massacre fans, however, don't have that advantage. Anyways, guys, this is BroncoJuggalo saying Happy Father's Day.